Hello, everyone. My name is Brody Johnson with MCFC. I'm speaking with.
Matt Gaffney.
Well, first off, you'll be fighting April 27th. How do you feel, man?
I feel good. I feel good. I went to sparring tonight and yeah, I feel good. I'm ready. We're about 8.5 weeks out right now, so
Mhm.
not going too crazy yet, but I just wrapped up a wrestling season here. I'm the head coach at Stockbury High School, so shout out to the Eagles. So yeah, obviously I'm still training during wrestling season, but maybe not as intense, as when I'm in camp. But yeah, things are going good. Body's healthy and ready to get in the cage. That's for sure.
That's awesome. That's awesome to hear. What's it like juggling the two and having an opponent on your mind? I mean, you're working with kids, and then you're also thinking about beating a
Yeah,
grown man up in a couple of weeks.
yeah. It's interesting. I think when I'm, balancing the two, obviously they are kids, they're high school kids. So you can go pretty hard, but
Hmm.
um, I always tell people probably the hardest thing about being a professional fighter is dealing with day-to-day society, having a normal job and not thinking about hurting someone,
Hmm.
to say it politely. But
Politely.
yeah, so it's different, but I really love coaching. I love giving back to the kids. The sport of wrestling treated me very well. I won a state title a long time ago, but it saved wrestling saved my life, by the wrestling and God type thing. So
Hmm.
yeah, it's kind of in my blood to coach, but I do love fighting, so it's I've been doing it for 15 years, so that's in my blood too. So
Hmm. That's awesome. Well, I wrestled actually for a long time too. My dad said forced us. I was the oldest out of four, kindergarten through 12th grade. Dad said you're gonna wrestle until you like it. So I totally
yeah,
understand. I wrestled for
that's
Cannon
awesome.
Falls, so we had a pretty
Oh,
good room.
really?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh
Ryan
yeah.
Epps.
I'm very familiar with Cannon Falls.
Yep.
Are the Flodines from there?
Yeah, yeah, dude. They beat the crap out of me as a
Yeah.
kid. Oh,
Yeah, my brother wrestled with them at Augsburg.
oh, there you go.
So yeah,
Nice.
I know the Flodines. I'm actually a good friend of mine is their cousin. So
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
someone from yeah, small world.
Yeah, small world. Yeah, I
Yeah,
love that kind
yeah,
of stuff. Wrestling is always, I always like talking to fighters, especially the wrestlers, because it's really interesting, especially like weight cuts and stuff like that. I never
oh
was a
yeah,
good weight cutter. I would cut like 20-ish pounds or something like that twice a week. And having a
yeah.
wrestler like you,
That's
what
tough.
is it like? You were probably did it poorly as a kid, and now as
Very
an
much so.
adult,
Yeah,
and you're getting punched, you probably have to do it pretty well.
yeah. I do a lot smarter than I did in high school. That's for
Yeah, I can
sure.
imagine.
I actually hooked up with a nutritionist for my last two camps.
Hmm.
Good friend of mine, Sterl Fisher. So he's really dialed me in. And there's definitely a science to it. It's still not easy, getting those last few pounds off, but
Yeah,
I do it much. I, it's like that old saying, like I wish I knew whatever that saying is.
yeah.
I
What
wish
I
I
know
knew,
now.
yeah, type thing. So I remember in high school, like I would explain, like in high school, I wouldn't eat for 2 days,
Oh yeah,
like,
oh yeah.
and then I would like the first, so like 48 hours before weigh-ins, like the first day I could have one bottle of water, and that's after
Yep.
like two or three workouts, So then, and then the
Hmm.
second day I couldn't have anything, no
Hmm.
water, no food, no nothing, So
Yep.
now, I don't really miss too many meals,
No,
until
heck
the
no.
last couple of days, So, but
Yeah, that
yeah,
makes all the sense in the world. I would weigh myself. I would get my stuff done the class before lunch, and then I would weigh myself to see if I could eat lunch or not. And then if I was a
yeah,
little
100%.
over, I'd hop in the shower and I'd crank that thing as hot as it could possibly go. And I'd maybe be able to lose like a half pound in like 10, 15
Yeah,
minutes, maybe a
yep.
little more than that, and I could eat lunch. And I'd come back in class, my hair would be all soaked and everything. Like, what'd you do? I'm like, ah, no, I just went for a
Yeah,
shower real quick. No big deal.
just yeah, just leave me alone. I'm a wrestler.
Yeah, yeah, right. Well, there was always, I can imagine the same thing happened to you. Your teachers come up to you and they go, "Are you okay?" Like, yeah, I'm fine.
Yeah,
You're like,
yeah.
no big deal.
I think my worst one was when I spit.
Oh yeah.
I must have spit like 4 pounds off in one day. It was disgusting.
Ooh.
Yeah, I started my senior year out at 140.
Okay.
So then I went down to 35 and eventually 130, but it was my first time making 35 and I showed up that morning 5 over and I didn't really feel like working out anymore. So I'm like, I'm just gonna spit. And yeah, like the girls around were like, that's disgusting. I'm like, I know, just it's bad, but
Yeah.
I made
I'm not
weight.
I'm not
So
trying to convince you it's good looking. It's not.
no. Sour Skittles. That was my thing. Sour Skittles.
Sour Skittles.
Ugh.
Yeah, not like the
I
adult
don't
stuff
I
at the time.
no, I do not eat sour Skittles anymore, needless to say.
Yeah, there you go. I can imagine.
Ugh.
Well,
But
so you have more experience than a lot of fighters. I mean, you've been fighting for a long time. What do you think of your opponent? And it's not like you're giving out game plans, but you could probably
no.
say a little bit of what you think of the guy and what do you think of him?
Yeah, 100%. So I did some research. It looks like he trains with Brock Larson, and then he trains out at Extreme Couture. So, both those gyms are very respectful,
Yeah.
high level gyms.
Hmm.
So, he's obviously a tough dude. Most people who get inside a cage are tough dudes. So,
Hmm.
yeah, I think he's very strong. Obviously a great wrestler, Nebraska State champ himself. So, be kind of cool to see a Wisconsin State champ versus Nebraska State champ.
Yeah.
And he wrestled at St. Cloud State, I believe. So yeah, yeah, that's about it. He's seems like a good dude. I don't know him, so but I know he's probably the hometown hero type thing as far as fighting in his home state. So I'm always prepared for that. The last dude I fought in his hometown. So um, hopefully his fans are more respectful than this last dude's because last one was rough. But
A
yeah, we'll
beer or
see what
two.
happens. I don't. What's that?
A beer or
A
two.
beard, yeah, or 100. I remember walking out of the cage or walking out to the cage, and the first thing I heard was "fuck you, you're gonna lose." I'm like, whoa, that
Ew,
escalated quickly.
okay.
So, but yeah, thankfully, I knocked him out in the first round. So is what it is.
Yeah, it is what it is. That usually puts a statement better than anything else you could have done at that time.
Right.
Yeah.
So,
Well, and it's
but
nice,
no,
and it sounds like you're pretty used to playing spoilers. So it sounds like you know what we need to do on April 27th.
yeah, God willing.
God willing. Well, is there anything we're about to close out? Is there anything you want to say before? Oh, sorry about that. Is there anything you want to say as we close out?
Just shout out to my sponsors. My dad, he owns mechanic shop in Portage, Wisconsin.
Hmm.
Joe's Auto and Truck. My grandpa started in like the '60s, and my dad took it over in '84, and I work for him. So he's been a day one sponsor and supporter. Shout out to Riley's Bar and Grill, just a local establishment that I used to drink at and have late nights at. But I'm clean and sober now, so it doesn't. But they're still a big sponsor.
Hmm.
Um, the shirt I'm wearing is a sponsor, Sky Builders. I got a bunch of other sponsors too, but I don't want to ramble on too much. Couple just recent ones: BYA Wrestling. My buddy Dylan Hayes, he runs a great club. Um, and Mickey Magnum. He's actually my kickboxing coach, but he's a sponsor, and a couple other ones I'm missing. Just shout out to my wife for allowing me to do this. It's not the easiest. A lot of late nights of training and time away from her and my dog. So I appreciate everything she does. And yeah, I just thanks for having me on. It's kind of cool to do an interview.
Of course.
Um, don't get opportunity to do too many. So, but yeah, just looking forward to you know fighting for a new organization. I think this is you guys' second show, right?
Yep. Second show. Yep.
Yeah, so it'll be cool to hopefully you guys blow up and keep grinding and keep
Hmm.
because guys like me, pros who quite haven't made it yet, we need opportunities like this. So I
Yeah.
appreciate you guys.
As many organizations as possible, especially being a longtime MMA fan since I can remember Ultimate Fighter season one. Um,
Yeah, yeah,
we didn't really go to a lot of MMA events around here. It's just not really a possibility. So it'd really be
right,
nice. Minneapolis.
yeah,
Like I know there's a lot of Armory things boxing wise. It's really crazy. Clicking through
yeah,
ESPN, all of a sudden you see a Minneapolis boxing card. You're like, what? But it'd be
Right.
nice,
Yeah.
if we just had more MMA stuff just
Yeah.
around the Midwest, just in general.
Yeah. 100%. I actually made my pro debut in Minneapolis. I fought Nick Kirk, my first
Oh,
pro fight ever. So
oh, there you
yeah,
go.
it's gonna be cool to fight in Minnesota again. It's nice you get 2 pounds instead of just the one. We get just 1 pound in Wisconsin. So
Oh, I didn't know about the
147.
two.
Yeah, 147 is not too bad compared to 146. So
Oh my gosh. Every time they
um,
told us that in the wrestling practice, you're like, oh yeah, an extra pound.
yeah, yeah.
Yes. Like that was just that wasn't a day changer. That was a week changer.
Oh
Oh,
yeah, 100%,
like, oh
100%.
yes. Well, it was really nice talking to you, man. We'll
Yeah,
probably
thank
talk
you.
soon before April 27th. But either way, have a good rest of your night, and we'll
All
talk to you
right,
soon.
thank you very much.
You're welcome. Bye bye.
Bye.